Hello, welcome to Indie Encounter. My name is Mark Wilson Jordan. The mission of our show is to give independent performers and artists access to as wide an audience as possible, and to give you, our viewers, a window into their art, their artistic process, what makes them tick as human beings, and why they have chosen their particular avenue to connect with the world. All art is about communication and connection. Let's meet today's indie artist, videographer, and documentarian, Suzannah Warlick. Hi, Suzannah. Welcome to Indie Encounter.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So let's jump right in. How did you get interested in videography?
Okay. So what happened was, back in 1990, I was planning my wedding. And it just so happened that a group of us, friends, were all getting married during the same year. So my wedding was a little bit later on in the year, and I had the opportunity to watch everybody's wedding video. And as I'm watching everybody's wedding video, they just all seemed the same to me. So when I was hiring a videographer, one of the stipulations that I wanted was that I would be able to work with the videographer and try to edit my own wedding video with him. And so I found somebody, and he accommodated my wishes. And so it was such a fun experience that that's what inspired me to go into it. But I have to say, it wasn't right away, because back then in 1990, computers were more expensive than they are today. Editing systems, much more expensive, only for studios. You couldn't edit like you can today in your own home PC or in your own computer. So it was expensive. So I bought my time. I took a class here and there on editing, and I worked in another studio called Cablevision, and I was an intern for a couple of years. And then by the year 2000, editing systems became much more affordable. And that's when I started my own production company, Bubble Soup Productions.
Aha. And so we have a sample of a wedding videos?
So let me just preface this by saying Bubble Soup Productions is a videography company. We do videography and editing, and I do weddings, bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, montages, anniversaries, anything related to video, and as well as documentaries. And so I did bring a couple of clips so you can see my work. And I just want to preface this again by saying that I like to make documentaries, and I like films, and that's my greatest love. So basically, when I go and shoot a wedding or a bar mitzvah or any kind of event, I go in there and I try to shoot it as if I'm making a movie. And then I go back and I edit it as if I'm making a movie. So basically, my goal when I hand somebody a DVD of their event, I want them to watch it. I spend so much time working on it. I really want them to watch it, and I want them to watch it over again and show all their family and friends, put it on the internet if you want. And that happens to be my number one compliment. People call me after they get their video, and we've watched it 4 times already, and that's the greatest compliment.
And weddings are happy events, so it's something you really should want to see over and over again.
True.
Well, let's look at that clip now.
Okay, so I have a wedding. Oh, can I just say something about this? This is just a wedding montage. I put together 4 weddings in one little montage. Now, of course, before I did this, I was looking through the internet, and I wanted to see what other videographers were doing. And everybody out there is wonderful. Everybody knows what they're doing. Wonderful. But the thing is, when I was watching their montages, like by the 3rd one, I was getting bored. Only because, they use the same kind of music, and I saw the same kind of shots all across the board. So I thought, what do I do to make my little montage stand out? So I decided to use a different type of music. And then maybe somebody like me who's on their third video might not get bored or fall asleep. So here it is.
All right, here we go. Wow, that was impressive.
Oh, okay. So that's the Matrix music. And either you think it's appropriate or not appropriate, but it might keep you awake.
Well, that seemed to be an event situation in which you actually showed up to film the events live,
Yeah.
and to capture their pictures.
Right.
Do you talk to people about what music they actually want used if they have some specific requests?
Yeah, always if they have specific requests, I do whatever the client wants. But if they don't have any specific requests, I just come up with something on my own. And whatever it is, because a lot of people have theme events. So if I go into a bar mitzvah, it could be a theme anywhere from soccer to football to basketball or a color theme. So then I just try to find music that fits the occasion.
The tone of the occasion.
Yeah, I did a basketball party, so I searched Globetrotter music and all kinds of basketball music to make it fit with the event. So, and I have another snippet of an anniversary party. And with the anniversary party is a little bit of more of an example of how I like to edit. Because, you know, let's face it, you're at an event, people give speeches. It's very nice when you're there live with the speeches, but on video, well, it could get a little dry. So what I do is I take parts of the people's speeches and I use them as voiceovers. So, and I try to match what they're saying with pictures. So here's a little sample of an anniversary party.
All right, the anniversary party.
As I look around the faces that are gathered here, there's a whole lot of memories collected in this backyard tonight. Memories that cover the 50 years that my parents have spent together in marriage, and some that go back even further than that.
50 years a long time?
Yeah. 50 years is 1,000 days.
Wow, very nice.
So with this anniversary party, they were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Before the party, they asked us to videotape them you know, they were telling us about their family, about their children, about how they met. And so we did a little video about their whole life together. And then at the party, they showed it. And so it was a hit. So at the party, we went around and we interviewed their kids. And they didn't know this, but I put the interviews of their kids in the video, and they were so grateful because we asked the kids, what do you feel about your mom and dad? Have they survived 50 years of marriage? And it was great, you know, so it was very emotional and touchy.
And it was touching for them because it meant something to them as a family.
Oh, it was true confessions. But it was great. It was lovely.
And so that shows the event nature of those particular videos. Do you also do something called montages? Tell us about your montage work.
So montages are basically when you take people's pictures and videos and you put them to music, just like a music video. So again, when I do a montage, I like to make it like a movie, and I try to, you know, interview whoever it is I'm doing it for, the actual person, the mother, the father, the grandmother, so that this way it's not just a music video with your pictures. Anyhow, here's a montage I put together for a boy's bar mitzvah. Montages are very popular these days for weddings and bar mitzvahs and any kind of party scene. Whenever there's a party, they like to show a little movie about whoever the person is who's having the event. So basically in bar mitzvahs, when the boy is 13 or the girl is 13, they have a bar mitzvah. So the biggest thing is the montage. So they put together a music video from when they were babies until now. And everybody in the whole party happens to be in the montage because they pick pictures of everybody.
Of their guests who are going to be there. Great.
So this is just a little snippet of what I did with a boy who had a soccer party. So I went to the soccer field and videotaped him playing soccer.
All right. Mm-hmm. We'll see that clip.
So soccer montage.
I play soccer, hockey, some football, and a lot of I like basketball and volleyball. Those are my favorite sports, and bowling, definitely. I'm best at soccer, and I'm pretty good at hockey.
Oh, what a finish!
My favorite soccer player is David Beckham. He's really good, and I want to be like him when I get older.
He has done it! And scores! Oh, what a finish!
Cool.
Okay.
I feel as though I know a little bit about Evan and what's going on with him.
Oh, and that was just a few minutes. This montage went on for 12 minutes. So, oh, you meet all his family in this one. But it was good. But also, you have to go with what the client wants too. You could suggest, and then they can suggest, and I do whatever they want. So that's how it goes.
Great. Now, as a result of doing event videos and montages, I understand that you wanted to branch out and have a little bit more control over what was going on. So tell us about that.
About my documentaries.
About your documentaries, yes.
Okay. So, you know, as an event videographer, people aren't knocking on your door, okay? Video is a hard sell. People will hire the photographer before they hire a videographer. So basically, I still want to do my video, and what do? I end up doing documentaries in between. So far I've done 3 documentaries, and my latest one is called Match and Marry. And Match and Marry is about matchmaking and marriage in the Orthodox Jewish community. Now, although it focuses on Jewish culture, I like to say that the messages in the movie are very universal. And what I've been doing with this documentary is I've been marketing it as an event. So I've been going around to Jewish organizations and synagogues because it's Jewish-based, so it's my main audience, and screening the movie and having a Q&A afterwards and telling some stories about, matchmaking and marriage that I've gathered from rabbis and matchmakers. They're very funny. And so it's been doing well. And also, it's also been on TV. It's been on the documentary channel. It's been on PBS, and it's currently on the Jewish channel. It's been in a couple of film festivals. And so, and I'm trying to get it to go international right now. And I also sell it on my website just recently, because initially I was kind of keeping it more of an event. Right. I did a documentary before Match and Marry, and it was called Supporting Actors. And basically, that documentary is about the acting business, the brutal business of acting. Anybody who is thinking about being an actor or wants to get into acting or maybe in the midst of it should see it, because this is a reality check. I have agents, casting directors, actors, anybody who can make or break your career in here.
Well, we have clips from both the documentaries. Which one would you like to look at first?
You can do, let's do supporting actors, because I want to preface this, like I was telling you, with Match and Marry, I went off to market it as an event. With supporting actors, when I finished it, it was around 2002. Well, social networking wasn't even around. There was no Facebook or Twitter, and so anyhow, the old world of distribution when you made a movie is that you'd give it off to a distributor, and then they would sell it for you. Mind you, a distributor takes a big chunk of the sale, but they have connections and they can sell it around the world for you. So I just thought, I tried 2 different avenues with both supporting actors and Match and Marry. And I found that with the Match and Marry, when I did it myself, the distribution channel was my own, and I was in control, and I could market it wherever I wanted, and I can keep all the money. However, it's a lot of work.
Okay.
A lot of work.
So let's see the clip from Supporting Actors.
Okay.
All right, everybody settle down.
All right, here we go.
And action.
There are currently assigned to Screen Actors Guild, which is the union, something like 120,000 actors. 5% of them actually work in any manner that makes a living.
I see so many people who've come out to Los Angeles. Hollywood draws a specific type of person, I think. A lot of people come out here in search of fame and fortune.
There's so many of us trying to get a handful of roles.
It's a tough battle out here.
This business is grueling. This business will beat you up. It'll try to beat you up. It'll do everything it can to not make you succeed.
And it's not for everyone. But you gotta love it. The goods and the bads.
Lots of ups and downs, folks. Be prepared for the ride of your life.
It's not so glamorous.
It's not so glamorous.
No way.
Now, you've had some success with supporting actors and getting it into film libraries at universities, have you not?
So with the distributor that I got is mainly an educational distributor. So they have movies that they put in libraries, universities, colleges. So it's across the globe in several universities and colleges and libraries. And so they're handling it. However, with the success that I have from Match and Marry, I believe that I'm going to now take supporting actors from my distributor and start selling it on my own. My contract is up, and I just feel like now I'm a little more experienced and I can sell it and I know my audience, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. And so now we're going to see a clip from Match and Marry, and with this film, you've actually been carrying it around the country and having screenings and then Q&A afterwards,
Right.
and making it an event.
Right.
All right. So let's see that clip from Match and Marry.
Within the Orthodox Jewish subculture, whatever spectrum of Orthodoxy you're in, it is very, very hard to meet people on your own. We don't have the singles culture that the rest of the world has. We don't have the bars to meet in. We don't have the dances. We don't have the clubs. And that puts a tremendous amount of stress and strain on meeting people and finding other avenues in which to do it. You're reliant most times on either fix-ups or matchmakers, professional matchmakers, either fix-ups from friends or relatives or matchmakers.
You're gonna have 3 dates this week. Next week we have the board, okay?
Have you ever met her?
Okay, so tell me about yourself, quick.
From a family of 16, I'm number 12, and matchmaking is definitely difficult.
First of all, you wrote what kind of girl you're looking for, but I'd like to hear it from you so we get a little feel of your personality.
And the list is always the same. Good looking, smart, religious. When I was young, my father said good looking, smart, and rich is 3 different boys, 3 matches.
This big, fat schlub, that's the only way I can describe him, comes in, sits down, and says, I want a girl who has blue eyes, blonde hair, and is a size 2.
I don't think so that there is a lot of pressure on me to get married from the outside. From the inside, yes, there is a lot of pressure.
In a Jewish marriage, the whole first year, the bride and the groom are considered as a king and a queen. But they said, you know, how long is your wife really the queen? As long as you treat her as a queen.
And 2 individuals, when they enter into a marriage and they think that this is really the right person for them, the love that they feel at that time is very, very meager compared to what this couple feels as they move along with time.
I could tell in 3 lines in the email whether I could fix somebody out there or not. In 3 lines. I could tell their history, whether they're going to be getting married, everything.
Great. I have to say, I went to a screening of Match and Marry at a temple, and it was on a Saturday night. Mm-hmm. It was great. And I got to wear my little yarmulke, and in that particular temple, they have the men sitting separately from the women. And I believe you had one of the matchmakers actually attend for the Q&A, and it really made it a special event for me. And I got to learn something that I hadn't known before.
Yeah, and you know, you came to a screening when the movie first came out. I've been to several screenings after, and I have a repertoire now that I don't even need the matchmakers there with me. I can't take the matchmakers there with me unless they're in the same city that I'm in. But you know, everywhere I go, the rabbis tell me stories, matchmakers tell me stories, so I gather these stories up so that this way I have something to tell the audience. It's really a crowd pleaser, because when I made this movie, Match and Marry, nobody would talk to me unless I put them in a good light, in a positive light. And so I did want to put them in a positive light because I don't need to stir up any more anti-Semitism in this world than there actually is. So so it's a happy making movie. It's not a typical documentary. It's not depressing. Nobody's dying. Nobody's getting abused. It's about love and marriage and dating, and it's something that people talk about all the time.
All the time.
It fits the whole gamut of an audience: young, old, married, single, divorced, widowed, whatever.
And you don't have to be Jewish to appreciate the stories and the people, because we're really drawn in to the story.
Right. And, if you're not Jewish, you're learning something. If you are Jewish and not so observant, you're learning something. So it goes both ways. Somebody once told me, I wish I would have seen this movie before I ever got married. That was the best compliment.
Well, we're going to have to end our conversation there, but I want to thank you for coming today to talk about your videography and your documentary making, and I wish you good luck with the distribution on both your films. We'll look forward to seeing other things from you. This has been Indie Encounter, a journey into the world of independent creators of art and artistic communication. I want to thank today's guest, Suzannah Warlick, for sharing her artistic vision with us. If you want to find out more about today's guest, check her out on Facebook, on the web by typing her name or bubblesoup.com or matchandmarry.com into your browser. Check out our website here at PasadenaCommunityNetwork.com and select the Arroyo channel. You may also check out my website, markwilsonjordan.com, for additional contact information. Thanks to our director and crew for making the show possible. Thanks to all of you for watching. We hope to see you here again when we embark on another Indie Encounter.